What could top that? If I'd stopped to think seriously about it, I might have thought of starting in the World Series, but that wasn't going to happen. We went home to Candlestick Park and won two out of the next three games. When we returned to St. Louis, we needed to win just one of the last two. I started the first game. My best friend, Atlee Hammaker, was to pitch the second, if necessary. As Atlee and I came into the ballpark, he kept telling me, "You've got to win this one for us, Dave. You've got to win." "Hey, it's no big deal, Atlee," I said. "If I don't win today, you'll win tomorrow." I did my best. My pitching, in fact, was better than in my first playoff game. I didn't walk a man, and I struck out 8 in 6 innings. The damage was done by one of those little things. In the second inning, Cardinal catcher Tony Penna led off with a weak line drive to right field, but Candy hesitated, making a feet-first slide and missed the ball completely. By the time Chili Davis ran it down from his center field position, Penna had coasted into third. Candy had lost the ball in the lights. At that point in the second inning, it didn't seem like such a big deal. I got Willie McGee to hit into a ground out, and Penna, who isn't terribly speedy, had to hold at third. Jose Oquendo came up. He hit a shallow fly ball down the right field line, which Maldonado raced for and caught. Candy had to turn his body halfway around to throw. Maybe he tried a little too hard. The ball bounced offline on the third base side, and Penna scored what turned out to be the only run of the game. John Tudor pitched brilliantly against us. We lost 1-0. The next night, Atlee went out and got hit hard. For the second night in a row, our team couldn't score a single run. And before we knew it, we were on our way home to lick our wounds and watch the other guys play the World Series. Losing to the Cardinals was tough, but I remembered all the good times. Our team had done extremely well, and I had pitched the best games of my life in the most important games of my life. During that off season, I got the lump on my arm checked. The doctors did an MRI, which makes you feel like an experiment done in a science fiction movie. The doctors strap you down to a small table. Then, with a low rumble, the table slides you into a large metal cylinder about the length and width of a human body. I was in the cylinder for 2 hours. While inside, I had to lie absolutely still, strapped down, looking up at the top of the cylinder a few inches above my nose. All I could think about was what I would do in case of an earthquake. How would I get out of there? The results showed I'd been right not to feel concern. The doctors told me to keep an eye on the lump and have it examined again in 6 months. I launched the '88 season in Dodger Stadium, going up against the great Fernando Valenzuela. The stadium was jammed. The weather was perfect. We Giants were psyched for the season. We fully expected to win our division again, and this time to go on to the World Series. I'll never forget my first pitch. I threw a fastball down and into Steve Sack. He pulled out and jerked it down the line. The ball flew out of the park like a bullet. The crowd went into a frenzy. It wasn't a very good beginning to a new season, I thought to myself. Oh no, here we go again. But then I said, okay, forget it. You can't change it. Let's go on from here. I proceeded to shut the Dodgers out on 3 hits the rest of the way. I had the feeling that the delicious sense of absolute control. We won 5-1. You have dreams and you set goals. For all pitchers, the dream is a 20-game winning season. This year I thought, I'll do it. I even told my wife, Janice, when I got home to San Francisco, you know something, baby? I think 1988 is going to be my year.